Welcome to Vite Sports Stadium in Houston, Texas, where tonight the Florida Storm try to shake off last week's loss as they take on their rival, the Houston Headhunters, making their long-awaited Season 26 debut. Alongside Charles Doherty, I'm Cameron Irvine. Ron Haynes and Rochelle Colston are in our stats truck tonight. And these two teams, Charles, every time they get together, seem to give us a doozy.
Oh, yeah. They know each other well. They've got a long history. All these games, are decided on at least a score, barely two sometimes. But, hey, I tell you what, Florida's got an uphill battle tonight going against Houston. They're licking the wounds from last week, the loss at home against L.A. They want to forget that, and also they want to keep their quarterback upright. Last week, their starting quarterback got injured. Covert missed some game time after hitting the deck, and hopefully that offensive line can keep them clean tonight.
The official is tossing the coin. It is tails. Florida's going to receive here tonight, and that's where we will get started. Sonny J in his 10th season, all with the Houston Headhunters, will get the ball on the tee and the hand in the air. We are all ready to go on a Monday night spectacular, a bingo spectacular from H-Town. Kick it. We are underway. This is way deep into the end zone, and Isaac Covert will bring it out. And for the first time this season, and for the first time in the SFL outside of convention, we have VFN Bingo. And here's your rules tonight. If this is your first time playing, the yardage of field goals and touchdowns plus scored on the board equal called bingo numbers. So an 8-yard touchdown would get you an 8. A 28-27 score would get you 28 and 27. Each vertical bingo tonight wins $50,000 for the team or player bank. We'll continue to revisit that throughout the night. We've got football to watch too, and Bullet Boletsky gets his first carry of the night for a pickup of 2, the tackle made by Juan Mississippi.
I'm so excited about bingo night, Cam. It's fun with doing in the UFL.
And you get to make the calls on this, calling the numbers on the screen, which is always nice. Drop off to Boletsky, and he almost broke free before he is cut down by Blake Be Crazy in the open field. It'll be a quick 3rd and 5 for Florida.
I think it's smart starting off in that first series, doing a pass out of the backfield, keeps the eyes open on the defense, having to expect that swing pass for the rest of the game.
3 receivers, 2 to the far side right. This is Covert again dumping it off, and that pass is behind the line of scrimmage. John Barnhart making the tackle, and an unfortunate 3 and out for Florida. Not the start they wanted, as they didn't even try to look downfield. That was G.P. Wells on that reception.
And like I said, their eyes were open. They tried it 2 times in a row, and this time they were ready for it.
On the return, D.R. Sim, who was the most dangerous punt returner of last season. He'll get it up to the 46-yard line. John Lakeman is the quarterback for Houston in his 3rd season, spent his first 4 in Charleston, as Lakeman tries to pass up JQ tonight on the all-time leaderboards.
The defense for Florida is going to have their hands full going up against the wide receiver, specifically Sim. I mean, they got to bump on the line, knock him off his route, do something, and can't allow Lakeman to go through his progressions. They have to disrupt the flow of this strong Houston offense.
First down to the 46, trips off the right side as Lakeman will hand the ball off to Warren Murray, coming over from Baltimore in his first carry in a Houston Headhunter uniform, picks up 5.
Yeah, that's quite a weapon to add into your backfield. As I said in the pregame, still getting used to some of these names that have been with teams for so long, moving around, but I know that's part of the league. It's just still a little adjustment period here for me.
2nd and 5, Tino Sosa, 2nd in the league last season in rushing yards and touchdowns. He is cut down by Daniel Wright to set up a 3rd and 3 for Houston.
I haven't seen the pass yet. Let's see. This is an opportunity for them. Well, it looks like they're going to, out of that strong eye jacks, they're going to run on probably a pitch.
And they do. Toss it out to Murray. Murray breaking tackles. First down to the Florida 40-yard line. Murray in his 17th SFL season getting the first down pickup.
That's one of those plays where the defense knows it's coming, but you have a strong blocking tight end on that edge. It's really, really hard to stop.
First down and 10 with a single back in the backfield for Houston, and Lakeman will hand it off to Sosa. Sosa's got 7 up to the Florida 34-yard line. Good start for Houston's run game.
Yeah, good start, and it starts off with good blocking on the edge. They're short alignment for Houston. Their center's out this week, so puts a little extra pressure on the 2 guards and tackles.
Toss to Murray and dropped in the backfield. That is Aaron Gooden making the tackle to set up a 3rd down and 5. His counterpart, Sabo Kanan, an inside linebacker, number 1 in the league last year in tackles for loss with 32. And Gooden picks one up there. 3rd down and 5 with 6.5 to go in the first. Lakeman pump fakes, tried to take off, and got a face full of Florida. Alessandro Tomaello, no, check that. Pete Mitchell with the sack.
Yeah, Mitchell was locked with the center. We mentioned the starting center's out this week, but just couldn't hold him long enough, and the quarterback made that decision to run, and the defensive tackle was just waiting for him.
That punt goes out of bounds, and it did go out of bounds inside the 5-yard line. Let's see where they officially mark it. It's going to come down at the 4, so tough field position for Florida, who failed to get a first down on their first series.
Yeah, I love those coffin corner punts, man. That was great execution by that special teams in Houston.
All right, Covert will try again here. 6:02 to go in the first. Both teams punt on their opening possession. The handoff goes to Boletsky. He'll pick up a couple yards. Peace on the tackle.
This is a tough position on the field for the Florida offense. That Houston defense is very smart, and you're not going to be able to fool them, I think, with a rollout or a play action at this point.
2nd and 8, they'll hand it off up the middle. Boletsky only going to pick up a couple, and that's Peace again on the stop. 3rd and 6 for Florida coming up.
I'd like to see Houston turn up the heat and send all the full blitz at Covert. See what he does under pressure.
3rd down and 6, 5:18 to go in the first quarter. As Covert drops to throw, fires. That pass is caught at the 24-yard line, and hauling that one in, the new tight end in Florida, Art Vandelay, taking over for Ron Haynes, who's in our truck tonight.
A nice route by, if anyone knows how to run a route crisply, it's Art Vandelay, whether it's out of the backfield as a wide receiver or tight end.
4:55 to go in the first quarter, and Florida finally has a little bit of offensive momentum here at the 25. Covert facing some pressure, and wide open over the middle, Shea Carroll picking up the first down for the Storm.
A lot of zone defense, Houston showing. Quarterback Covert's just taking his time. The offensive line is setting up the blocking scheme well. He has time to find his wide receiver, and that wide receiver found a nice gap in the zone coverage.
Scoreless first quarter here as Florida on their second possession started at their own 4-yard line. They've crept up to the 41. The handoff goes to Boletsky. He'll cut it back inside, and Juan Mississippi with a high hit to the shoulders after a pickup of 4.
I just kind of feel, get the feeling, Cam, this is kind of like a chess match. Both teams are trying to figure out what the other one's putting on the table, and they're waiting to strike. And so far, it's been pretty dead even.
Handoff up the middle to G.P. Wells. Picked up just 1. These linebackers, I think, are going to be pretty busy tonight for Houston, Charles.
Definitely, and one thing that Art does is he tries to be as creative as he can with his personnel, so they can't be. Ooh.
Wow, Covert just got rid of that to Boletsky, and that ball, I think, went through the, it was almost like a field goal being good. Don Rohr came up and almost knocked that ball down, but Covert able to squeeze it through.
Yeah, I wish I saw a replay of that. It looked like it went right through his stomach.
That's given him a lot of credit for his ups. There it is again, and almost knocked down again, but Boletsky going to get the toss out of the backfield and pick up 8 yards. So Florida in kind of throwback fashion here in the SFL, getting the swing game going.
I love it. I mean, again, it keeps the defense on their toes, expecting that swing pass out of the backfield, so they got to spread it out a bit.
Covert is 6 of 6 for 55 yards. The handoff to Wells. Wells, formerly of Houston, is going to have a third and a short 1 to go as Chris Henry makes the tackle.
See if this is QB sneak time, Cam.
Third and short. Let's see. It would be a 49-yard field goal from here for Florida. They'll hand the ball off to Beletsky. He's got the first down up to the Houston 29-yard line. No sneak here, but Florida very methodical on possession number 2.
Yeah, you took the word right out of my mouth. I mean, it started off with some nice passes in the middle of the field, finding some gaps in coverage, and it's starting to take over the running game a little bit at this point of the drive.
Rollout Covert. Covert fires across his body, looking for Israel Adams, who was the Hail Mary King last week. Incomplete on his first target.
On the road, they got to walk away with something, Cam. This is only a matter of time before Houston settles in, and this is their first game of the season, and there might be a little bit of rust in the gears.
The last time a home team won in this series was back in season 15. Florida beat Houston 27-21. It's been a long over 5 years since a home team won in this series. The handoff goes to Beletsky, and Beletsky will pick up a couple to set up a 3rd down and 9. Guy incognito on the tackle.
Art's play calling so far, for Florida has been, I think, it's been very solid. Not too aggressive, very balanced, spreading the ball around, mixture of run and pass.
3rd and 9. Covert fires underneath. That pass is caught by Mike Twinscrew, but that's going to set up a field goal on our first points and numbers of the night. This from 40.
Got to walk with points. Got to put something up there.
40-yard field goal attempt for Charles Franz. That kick is good. And Florida goes up 3-0 on a 14-play, 72-yard drive.
I mentioned it before. It was that's up until the end there. They stalled out a little bit. Credit to the defense of Houston, but the start of that drive I think was pretty solid. A nice play calling, nice mix of run and pass.
So that's 3 and 40 that come off your bingo cards, and that's how it's done, folks. Greg Corky on the return up at the 28-yard line, and Houston will try to get things going after they had a pretty good opening drive, but it ended in a punt in Florida territory.
Yeah, again, I think they're just kind of shaking the dust off. This is their first game of the season. I think, by the end of this quarter, they'll start finding their rhythm.
1:27 to go in the opening quarter. Lakeman on that opening series did not pass. They ran 3 times to Murray and 2 to Sosa. First and 10 at the 28, and they're going to go empty here as Lakeman drops to throw and will fire it short to DR Sim. That picks up 5 yards, brings up 2nd and 5.
Another show of patience there by quarterback of Houston, Lakeman. The pocket was starting to break down, and always have some not always, but it's great to have the luxury of having Sim coming across the middle on that short route.
2nd and 5. Go back to the ground. This is Murray, and they're going to give him the first down. It was pretty close, Charles, but he did have the ball in that forward-moving hand.
I want to take a look at it. Let's see. Probably not, but close.
No challenge from Florida. A little early for that. Trips off the left side. 1st and 10, or bunch rather. 1st and 10, 35 seconds to go. Roll out Lakeman. Lakeman will fire. That pass is caught. 2 for 2 now as Daisy Peace moves the chains.
Yeah, I get the feeling that Houston's starting to warm up a little bit here. That play right there, that rollout play, it's hard to execute, and perfect route running by the entire wide receiver corps on that play.
20 seconds to go, first quarter, 3-0 Florida. Houston on their second drive up near midfield. Lakeman going to throw and fire. That is complete. And that is the first catch for Greg Corky of the season. That is the end of the first quarter of play. Houston, just like Florida, on the move.
Fast quarter, Cam. But one of the things we haven't seen so far for Florida, at least I may have missed it, but I haven't seen anything other than four down linemen trying to get the quarterback. You're going to need to, I think, add 1, maybe 2 more every now and then to mix it up a bit.
We only saw 1 incompletion in that very fast first quarter, and Florida has the lead over Houston, 3-0. We'll be back after this. Aerial coverage of today's game provided by Dags DroneWorks, aerial photography and videography services for real estate, events, marketing, and more. Learn more at dagsdroneworks.com. Beautiful downtown Houston earlier today. As we get things started in the second quarter, along with Charles Doherty, I'm Cameron Irvine, Ron Haynes, Rochelle Colston in our stats truck tonight. The handoff goes to Warren Murray, and that only picks up one. Andy talking in the chat about me throwing out random numbers. Charles, you know that I tend to do that, especially on slower nights on the scoreboard.
I'm sorry. I was looking at the stats. I might have missed that reference. I'm not sure. I'm not tracking with y'all. Sorry.
Second down and 9. All you got to say is what you found. You don't have to address every crazy thing I say. Handoff goes to Murray. Lord knows I don't. Third down and 8 as Evans makes the tackle.
When they were showing the DroneWorks, if a team gets a new, if there's a new city and it's in some really bad city, unpopular place in the country, I wonder if Dags gets bummed out that he has to go there with his drone.
Totally bummed. Lakeman is bum rushed and dropped for a 4-yard loss. The sack goes to Deontay Stoneville, and the drive ends just like that.
We were talking about getting some pressure, and they only sent 4 that time. And, around the edge, they got around the tackle. Not a good blocking effort there by number 77, Seaman.
And that sack drops Houston out of field goal range. I think it would have been a maybe 50 or 51-yarder for Sonny J, but instead, for the second time in the first half, Houston gets into Florida territory and comes up empty. Not a great punt either. Only to the 17-yard line.
He returned it. Man, that's crazy. Wow.
Here's a look at your first quarter and change statistics as both teams in a feeling out process right now. We've had 10 different completions to 8 different players so far in the game. Beletsky does have 3 grabs for 24 yards on that swing out of the backfield. Covert going to hand it off, and that is Beletsky again picking up a yard. Second down and 9, and another tackle for those linebackers of Houston.
Last possession for the Florida offense. They got 3 on the board. They got to keep their foot on the pedal there because it's only a matter of time before Houston gets their rhythm.
Covert, a beautiful grab from Mike Twinscrew, who was 8th in the league last year in receiving yards.
That was just a show-off catch there by Twinscrew. That one-handed. I think he could have got it with 2. He just wanted the camera and lights on him.
It was a show-off catch, and honestly, I was looking over the stats. I was surprised that Covert was 6th last year in passing yards, and Twinscrew was a top 10 receiver as Florida, kind of meandered their way through the season, Charles, and didn't have the success they wanted en route to a 6-6 record.
Yeah, and that last run, it's typical what you're going to see between a Houston-Florida game. Beletsky lowers the shoulder at 2 defenders, knows he's not going to get a huge gain, but he wants to leave some pain on the field.
2nd and 6, a heavy look here from Florida. They're going to run it up the gut to Wells. Houston was ready for that, just a pickup of a yard. Peace with another tackle. Peace and Mississippi have now combined for 11 first-half tackles. Third down and 5. Adams goes in motion. 6:45 to go in a defensive first half, and Covert is sacked. Dropped in the backfield, I believe, by Blake B. Craze coming around the end.
That was some speed, too. They just flew around. There wasn't any blocker. I guess wasn't expecting Craze coming around the edge like that and just disrupted the entire play.
Houston favored by 4.5 tonight, according to Jack Stata. 45.5 is the well over at this point, and a little bit too pecky there from Florida's special teams coverage. That penalty is going to help Houston out, move them up to the 37-yard line.
It looked that last play just reeked of pecky.
I mean, he kind of took a stab at him,
I've
didn't
never
he?
even heard that expression before.
Me neither. It just came to me.
So we've created a new term.
That's right.
Thank you.
Third down and 3 for 3 in a 3-0 game is John Lakeman for 31 yards. Too many threes. Ball on the 37, 6:17 to go in the first half. Lakeman fires. That is caught by Peace into Florida territory. So 3 drives for Houston, 3 drives across the 50.
See what they do. Got to keep that momentum going. There wasn't any peckiness on that play. There was just hard hitting and good catching.
Now you're taking my word.
Well, it's all that intellectual property.
It's public domain now. Shout out, It's Always Sunny. That pass caught by DR Sim to the Florida 34-yard line. First down, Houston.
Right, so we got a couple one-hand catches tonight. I mean, Sim says, hey, if you can do a twin screw, I can too.
Wow, and that one...
I don't think he needed to do that either. Again, when your rating's 100 and you're making $8 million a year, why not?
Daniel Wright on the tackle. We got some big milestone watches. Ryan Davidson tonight, 2 tackles away, now 1 tackle away from his 1,000th of his career. First down and 10 for Houston. The handoff goes to Murray up the middle, and he'll pick up 7 on the play. Nice run for the Headhunters.
Yeah, very nice run up the middle. I don't think they were expecting that run up the middle. They were maybe expecting a rollout or some sort of pass, but man, that caught the defense by surprise.
Second down and 3, 5 minutes to go in the first half. The handoff to Sosa, just shy of the sticks. 3rd and 1 coming up.
A good linebacker play there by Florida. Started off with Evans just getting a bead on the runner and slowing him down for his teammate to set it up.
Murray is in the backfield along with the fullback Hattori Hanzo coming over from Carolina this offseason. 4.5 to go in the second. Sim is going to go in motion out wide, defended by Evan Carroll. Pressure showing off the edge. They're going to run away from it and still can't get the first down as Ryan Tobin makes the stop, and that'll force a Houston field goal.
Yeah, or so far in this first half, the linebacking core of the Storm have just been flying all over the field.
A 43-yard attempt for Sonny J to try to tie this game up at 3. That kick is drifting left, but it is good. And we're all knotted at 3 after a 6-play, 38-yard drive.
Good drive by Houston, and much like Florida, get on the other side of that 50, and the defense just starts clamping down and keeping you out of the end zone.
43 is your next number off the board as we are now tied at 3. And Florida will start their next drive on the 20, just their 4th drive of the first half.
I mean, you can't expect anything else with these two teams going head to head. I wouldn't be surprised if this game ends, a 3-point victory.
Handoff up the middle, Beletsky. The largest margin of victory in this rivalry is just 14 points. 9 of the 13 meetings have been decided by 1 score, and 5 of them have been decided by a field goal or less.
Perfect Monday night game to pick.
Second down and 6 for Florida. The handoff to Wells, and Wells will pick up 3. It'll be interesting to see, Charles, what happens coming out of the locker room, because neither team has really had anything that hasn't worked. It just has been very methodical on both sides.
And you can't forget that defensive play by Casey. Well-disciplined, stayed in that lane and was able to shut that run down.
Shovel to Beletsky. He got caught behind a lineman there, and Blake B. Craze makes the stop 1 yard short of the sticks, and Florida will have to punt.
The defense on those third downs, they on both sides, they just dig their heels in and shut it down.
Fort Worth Toros asked, what happens if no one wins a bingo? That means the pot rolls over to next week. And next week's bingo pot will not be an arbitrary 50,000, but for every like that SFL Blitz and Friday and Saturday's slate gets next week, that's $1,000 in the pot as well For Monday's bingo, Mexico City and Birmingham is our matchup next week.
Nice. Go out there and hit the like button.
2:34 to go. That's really funny. Andy saying that we all have to give Cam $50,000 from our banks. Wow, that would be brutal. First and 10 at the 38. Handoff to Murray. Lots of room on the left side. Picking up 9 on the carry. That's Murray's 9th of the first half.
Yeah, nice downfield blocking. Let's see this. Well, I'm not gonna see it on the replay, but wow, that offense for Houston is just really getting off that line and shutting down the defenders.
2:08 to go in the first half. Toss play out to Tino Sosa. Or check that. No, that is James Allen with that carry, and we've hit the 2-minute warning. We're all knotted up at 3, and a bonus number for you is 31. It will not appear on the screen, only if you're watching. 31, a bonus bingo number tonight.
Leave that in there, Cam. You are crafty.
I am crafty. 2 minutes to go. You got to get the viewership up somehow, Charles, right? Lakeman, heavy pressure, dumps it off short. That is to Murray, and that is a first down. Beautiful play call there from Houston.
Yeah, Houston can do that swing pass too. I mean, veteran running backs in the backfield. Murray back in the day used to catch the ball out of the backfield, so it's no hard task for him.
Lakeman is now 6 of 6 for 65 yards, and now 7 for 7 as Peace has the catch to the Florida 33.
Just let the tight end drift down the middle, no coverage, wide open. The defense, I think, was focusing maybe on the run or a short route.
Peace now with 3 catches for 44 yards, the leading headhunter receiver. 1:16 to go. Both teams have all 3 timeouts. And Houston is now back into field goal range at the Florida 32-yard line. Bunch off the right side, roll out to the left for Lakeman. Lakeman will fire that pass. It's caught down to the 18-yard line and a timeout for the Headhunters. They'll have 2 remaining and passing the rest of the way this half.
They're starting to, I said it at the early stage of the game, it's just a matter of time for that Houston offense to start revving up, and I think we're seeing it on this drive.
Lakeman, empty backfield now, has had a perfection of a first half, and Daisy Peace has a Houston touchdown.
What a play. Right to the tight end. I think that's 2 plays in a row, Cam. Am I wrong? We found that gap right in the middle of the field and was able to capitalize on it. And great read by Lakeman going through his progressions, found that tight end wide open.
That touchdown was from 17 yards away. And Houston has an opportunity to go up 10-3. The extra point for Jay is good. 10 and 17 off the board. 6-play, 62-yard drive for Houston, and they needed that heading into the locker room.
They definitely did, and that's a lot of positives on that drive, Cam. And I think a key component of it was the blocking of tight ends and wide receivers and offensive line on those running plays, just setting up that edge for Murray and Sosa.
Kneel down, 58 seconds, 3 timeouts. A lot of what Florida decides to do is going to depend on what they do in these next couple of downs, Charles.
I mean, at this point, you're on the road. I wouldn't try and push it. Just, I always say that every game. would try and push it downfield. Take the 7-point deficit into the locker room.
Covert will hand the ball off to Beletsky, and that kind of tells you Florida's strategy as Mississippi makes yet another tackle.
Well, as soon as we say that, Cam, they'll line up and empty.
That's right. Unpredictable is the name of the game.
Come out and ace.
32 seconds to go in the first half. Florida will roll, and Covert will fire down the field. That pass is caught at the 41-yard line. That's hauled in by Joey Hightower, the rookie, his first grab of the night, the 6th different receiver with a catch in the first half for Florida. Timeout.
I have a special fondness for Joey Hightower. First SFL minor league touchdown was to that gentleman.
And off to a productive evening here in the second quarter. That pass is caught by Twin Screw, and he gets out of bounds at the Houston 30-yard line, crucially, Charles, to stop the clock and save a timeout.
Yeah, I mean, we thought they were going to go into the locker room with a 7-point deficit, did a run, and we're like, okay, we're pretty smart. pass. Now they're looking at least a field goal.
Hightower last week, 4 catches for 50 yards for Florida. This is over the middle, nearly intercepted, looking again for Hightower over the middle, and it was deflected away by Dustin Sakasi in his 3rd season, 17 seconds left.
Yeah, that pocket was destroyed on that play. The defense had their rights on the quarterback, and Covert was just able to get rid of it in the last second.
17 seconds for Florida. Covert against some pressure. That pass is caught again, and it's Twin Screw touchdown, Florida. They answer back before the half with 12 seconds to spare.
Oh, what a game! What a game! Started off with the run that lulled the defense to sleep, and then they just opened up the cannons and shot them all down the field. And now they're looking at a tie ball game here if they hit this extra point.
What an answer back from Florida. That is officially we're going to call it 30, since a secret number was already called earlier of a similar realm. A 30-yard touchdown pass from Isaac Covert to Mike Twin Screw, and we are all tied at 10. What a first half.
Oh, can you crack me up?
Well, I mean, they're trying to steal my secret number. It's outrageous. The humanity. 8 seconds to go. You get a look at the updated team stats of the first half. Pretty even, and both teams executing at a very high level right now.
And I'm not saying nothing about what Houston's going to do. I've stopped predicting that for this game, because you and I, felt pretty confident there for one play, and then we looked like fools.
Whoa, we?
Not fools. That's pretty strong.
We?
A little peckish.
That's we's a little harsh, don't you think? I never said what they were going to do. That's your department, buddy. 8 seconds left. We're tied at 10 here on MNS as Lakeman's perfect half continues, hitting DR Sim for a first down, but the first half clock is going to run out. An impressive 10 of 10 for a touchdown in the first half for John Lakeman.
Both of these quarterbacks are having a solid night, and I hate to say it, but I have to. No mistakes for either side so far. There's still another half to go, and I think the defense, they have enough tape to figure out what kind of adjustments they need to make. And both of these teams, I don't think their adjustments need to be that much on offense. The defense, maybe, I think, especially on the Florida side, that it's tough for them because they got that a lot of 3-down lineman sets. They need to start sending some extra, linebackers or safety, corner, whatever, to start mixing things up on defense and put some pressure on Lakeman.
That was about as well played of a first half, Charles, as you could possibly get. Just 2 incompletions. Houston's backs are averaging over 3.5 yards a carry, and almost everyone has been involved in both offenses. The quiet one, Israel Adams, surprisingly, no catches in the first half, but Twin Screw leads the way and is your player of the half.
I mean, I'd give it to one of the quarterbacks at this point. I mean, the way both of those quarterbacks have been playing great tonight. And those last 2 drives, the one by Houston to put 7 points up, and then the follow by Florida, I mean, that's just right there. That's the highlight of the first half. Unbelievable play on both sides.
Congratulations to Jason Peace. In the first half, he passed 600 career touchdowns on his career, so congrats to Peace on that. Davidson still 1 tackle away from 1,000. Tomaello still 1 tackle away from 300. And Israel Adams 60 yards away from 5,000 on his career. That is your milestone watch tonight. And if you're just joining us wondering about VFN Bingo, your rules of the night: yardage of field goals and touchdowns plus scores on the board equal called bingo numbers. So an 8-yard touchdown equals 8. A 28-27 score equals 28-27. And each vertical bingo win tonight wins $50,000 for your team or player bank. Start of the third quarter, Houston and Florida all knotted up at 10. It has been as tight as it can possibly be as Murray picks up another 9 yards, up to 42 yards on 10 carries tonight.
I was a little worried there for a second, Cam, when you were congratulating Peace. I thought he won bingo.
No. Now we have seen some wild bingos. It would seven numbers on a 5-line bingo would be pretty impressive. 2nd and 1.
That takes the quote of the night. The peck is overcome by we've seen a lot of bingo, wild bingo.
No gain for Sosa.
Read into that so many different ways, and the chat's going to have a lot of fun with that one.
Dropped in the backfield by Evans. 3rd and 1. In that first half, Houston was 2 of 5 on 3rd down. Florida 3 of 7. 3rd down and 1. Toss to Murray, and he gets just enough for the first down. Daniel Wright coming up for another tackle. That is his 10th, Charles.
Unbelievable. But Warren Murray's, he's, not sure what they make of him. Is he a power running back? Is he a finesse running back? Because he could just, turn like a chameleon and do what he needs to do to get that first down.
Empty for Lakeman, dropping a throw. That pass is caught by Sim, and the perfect night continues. 11 for 11 as Grit Gorski helps his teammate up, picking up 4.
Yep, just, matriculating down the field, Cam.
Ooh, like that word, too. Did you take that one from me,
to get
too?
my mind off a peck.
2nd down and 6. 8:15 to go. Another continuous, methodical performance from both of these offenses as Murray able to sidestep a defender and set up another 3rd and short.
You know what I mean? The last run, he kind of put his shoulder down and kind of got those extra yards. This one, he did a little Michael Jackson move out there and was able to get the first down.
3rd and 1. 7:46 to go in the 3rd. Handoff, Sosa, got it, and a couple of big pancake blocks, and actually again, that was James Allen on the carry, moving the chains for Houston.
Is there an injury? That's kind of odd, Allen going in there.
Barry Simeon with a pancake, and I agree with you. We've seen a little bit of Sosa, but not as much as we may have expected. 7:25 to go in the 3rd quarter. This is going to be Lakeman on a throw. That pass is caught. There is a penalty marker, and that is the first catch of the night for the newcomer, second catch, Matt Chima. There's a there's a pass interference. He caught it anyway. They're going to accept the penalty and move the ball to the 32-yard line.
Yeah, it looked like Carroll was hanging on. Well, no, it wasn't Carroll. Maybe that was Towers that...
No, he had it right the first time.
The assault and battery.
Preventing that little out route for Chima. What a start to the second half for Houston. So that pass technically does not count in the box score. They accept the penalty. First down at the Florida 32-yard line. They hand it off to Murray. Murray again inside the 20. Murray down to the 16-yard line. First down, Headhunters.
And on that run, he didn't need to put the jets on. He was just disciplined, reading the where the lanes were open, the gap, where to go down, follow his blocking. Didn't need to turn it on, just able to do what he needed to do to get that first down.
13 carries, 64 yards for Warren Murray, who last season in Baltimore was really kind of the forgotten piece of the offense as they went to a pass-heavy attack. Empty look for Lakeman as he sends Darrell Campbell in motion. Dropping a throw, that's a sack and a bury for Garrett Evans, the former Headhunter, signing with Florida this offseason.
That was just a beeline, straight to the quarterback, wasn't even touched. Hello, welcome. Welcome, my name is Garrett Evans.
The last 100-yard game for Warren Murray dates back to nearly a year ago, February 16th, where he had 101 yards against Los Angeles. Chima going in motion, 2nd down and 15, 6 minutes to go, ball on the 21-yard line, and that pass is incomplete. I misspoke earlier saying it was on the 16. That was intended for Peace. Now it's 3rd and long.
Yeah, the defense for Florida is really getting around that, blocking on the edge in passing situations, and they keep doing that. We may be looking at a couple more sacks tonight.
3 sacks by 3 different players for Florida so far. Lakeman dropping a throw on 3rd down and long, and again, just as you called it, a big-time hit, the 4th sack of the night. That's Ryan Tobin. That's his first sack, and it'll force a long field goal out of Houston after a very productive opening drive.
That's a lot of ground to cover, Cam. You see he was lined up 5 yards, looked like off the line of scrimmages, was just able to put on the afterburners and get right in the quarterback's face.
This is a 44-yard field goal, and if you had a card full of 40s tonight, you're feeling a little lucky. Sonny J trying to put Houston up 13-10, and that kick is good. That was a very long drive for the Headhunters to take a 3-point lead, 11 plays.
Very impressive, and all around the board. I mean, the blocking was great. Nice heads-up playing by the quarterback, and the running out of the backfield was just phenomenal. Smart running.
We'll flip ends of the field, 13-10, Houston on top. The updated numbers tonight, 340, 43, 17, 10, 30, 44, and 13. As with half the quarter nearly gone, Charles, Florida will take over. This is only Florida's 6th drive of the game.
And, it's only a 3-point game, but, Houston, it looks like they've found, the sauce they need to eat here on offense.
Draw play to Boletsky, picking up 5, second down, 5 yards to go. Covert hands it off to Wells, going to pick up, they say, maybe half a yard. 3rd and 5 coming up for Florida.
If that, Florida's got, early in the second half here, this is a pretty big 3rd down for them. They don't want to put the ball back in that hot Houston offense's hands.
5 tackles and a sack for Craze. 3rd down and 5. Covert dropping a throw. He'll fire. That pass is caught. That is Adams' first catch of the night. Up to the 42-yard line, 1st down for the Storm.
Nice way to respond, Florida offense. Keep the drive alive. Good blocking by the offensive line, and just was able to find Adams open across the middle.
No matter who wins this game tonight, Charles, I feel like both teams are going to feel very pleased with their performance tonight on both sides of the ball. It's been a fantastically played game as Boletsky will pick up 4, another tackle there for Peace. Peace's 7th of the night on Boletsky's 13th carry.
Unbelievable. But I mean, linebackers on both sides are just playing out of their zone.
3:40 to go in the 3rd. Another heavy look here from Florida. The handoff goes to Wells. Wells turns his back to the defender and picks up 5. A 3rd and a long one coming up. We haven't seen the swing since the first quarter, Charles.
I would expect both sides to have made some adjustments for that. Now they're trying to run it up the middle and maybe catch them on their heels again, maybe flip that swing in.
3rd and 1, split jacks got the 1st down for Boletsky and the Storm. The drive will continue, and Houston might not get the ball back until the 4th quarter.
Yeah, they're eating up a lot of clock on this drive, for sure.
My goodness, 13-10, Houston on top of Florida. Another brilliant Week 2 matchup across the league. That is deflected by Juan, Mississippi, and you're right, Charles. That definitely would have been a catch without Juan standing in the middle of the zone.
Yeah, that was an athletic play by Mississippi, and like you said, wide open. We could have been looking at a really long gain or maybe some points.
Covert now 13 of 16, Lakeman 12 of 13, 2nd down and 10 for Covert, dropping a throw middle of the field, and that one I think is going to go down as a drop as Covert talks it over with his lineman Joseph Wade up front along with Greg McDonaldson.
I think the wide receiver was racing for impact on that one. Going over the middle, one of the safeties had the crosshairs on.
Ronda's correct. Yes, pick 6 yardage would count as long as they get the touchdown. Covert dropping a throw. That pass is complete to the Houston 29-yard line. Move of the sticks. It's Art Vandelay, 1st down Storm.
We've seen some good response there by the Florida offense. Looked like they had a couple misfires so far in this drive, but Art is settling them down and getting them moving down the field.
Can Florida answer Houston's field goal with a field goal or a touchdown? Houston had a touchdown earlier in the first half, and Florida answered with a touchdown of their own. Trying to now answer Houston for the second straight time. Beletsky, not much room there. He's cut down by Incognito, second down.
Yeah, Incognito got the tackle, but that edge was blown up by Dre. He just looked like he just sacrificed his entire body to break through that blocking scheme.
1:53 to go in the third. Second down and 10. Covert dropping a throw. Covert trying to set up the screen. It was defended. 3rd and 19. Don Rohr was out to defend the screen, and Mac Dre cleans it up for a 3rd and long.
He deserved it after that athletic play the previous previous snap. Yeah, not the best effort at blocking on that play, but Dre just did had the tenacity to go straight to the quarterback and bring him down.
It was the 6th sack of the game tonight. Florida on a 3rd down and 19 out of field goal range. Just got rid of it to Adams. He's 2 yards shy of the sticks, but that does, crucially, Charles, get them into field goal range.
Oh, yeah, they needed it. That was a great reception and just a little bit more, a little bit more lead even when looking at a first down. But the other side of that point, defender was having that well covered, so maybe not a first down. I take it back.
A 13-play, 55-yard drive and a 37-yard field goal for Florida makes the game 13-13.
You said 37, sir?
I did, and Charles, why don't you give the people what they want and give them their updated bingo numbers.
Wow. Well, tonight's bingo numbers are 3, 40, 43, 17, 10, 30, 44, 13, and 37.
Beautiful. Plus a bonus number if you missed it. You might get another one here shortly.
I almost said it.
Yeah, don't be doing that, Charles.
Don't be that person.
Lakeman, he's got to get rid of it. Oh, he just did. Oh, man, Ryan Tobin almost got to him again.
The linebackers are amazing for Florida. They're just they're running at a speed that I haven't seen.
44 seconds to go in the third, tied at 13. That was just Lakeman's second incompletion of the night. Lakeman going to take off and scramble for the first down to the 39-yard line. Haven't seen that all night.
That was smart, though. I mean, that keeps those linebackers, thinking about next time they want to be so aggressive with a quarterback that can run up the middle like that. He wasn't going to mess around. He didn't want to deal with that mess. Lakeman said, "I'm out of here."
3 receivers, 2 to the short side left for Houston. John Lakeman's going to change the play at the line. 6 in the box for the Storm. In a tied game at 13. Warren Murray breaking off a tackle, picking up 5. And at the end of the third quarter, your next bonus number is 12. Is 12 a prime number? It is for me. End of the third quarter, 13-13. Oh, we got a great ball game here on the Monday Night Spectacular. Don't go anywhere. Alongside Charles Docherty, I'm Cameron Irvine, Rochelle Colston, and Ron Haynes holding it down in our stats truck tonight. Look at those numbers, 239 to 226 in total yards. Florida just with the ever so slight edge. The handoff to start the fourth quarter goes to Murray. He will drag a defender for a first down. That's Evans.
He is a weapon out of the backfield. Love to see them sneak in like you said earlier, sneak in a swing pass. Now's the time because he's just dominating the running game so far.
76 yards on 15 carries for Murray. Empty look for Lakeman, dropping a throw. That pass is tipped and incomplete. Daniel Wright having himself a night. That's his first pass deflection. In fact, that is Florida's first credited pass deflection of the night.
A heads-up play, and we were looking at another wide-open receiver.
9:35 to go in the fourth quarter. Tie game at 13. This is Chima going in motion. He's got 1 catch for 15 yards tonight on 2 targets. Peace is your leader with 61 yards. And Lakeman's pass delivered to Sim in tight coverage to the Florida 35-yard line.
I mean, Sim's been doing that his entire career, but what a catch. I mean, he didn't have any thought at all about putting his body on the line. Just went for the ball, knew he was going to get lit, still able to hold on to the ball and get a first down.
$9:10 to go in the fourth quarter. Lakeman's pass is caught by Peace. First down, Houston, and Lakeman now 14-17.
Is it just me, or both of these defenses, given a lot of space in the middle of the field tonight?
No, it's definitely not just you. And these quarterbacks are, I mean, they're really finding what the defense has given them. Twin Screw and Sim, the superstars, they're leading the way in some respects. But Daisy Peace having a night. 80 yards on 5 grabs has been the X factor in a game where these two teams have been very similar. Chima goes in motion. It's first down for Lakeman. Lakeman's got to get rid of it. Pass caught by Sim down to the 6-yard line.
The way they're moving the ball, the passing game for Houston is just incredible. And you're going up against a secondary in Florida. Every one of their players, going into their dime back, could start on any team. I mean, they're loaded as in secondary, and they're just on their heels all night against this Houston passing game.
Murray takes the handoff, and on that last DR Sim catch, that was Ryan Davidson's 1,000th career tackle. Davidson becomes the 50th player in SFL history to 1,000 tackles.
Congratulations, Mr. Davidson.
First and goal, 7:40 to go after the Murray run. This is Corky going in motion. He's got a grab for 15. 7.5 to go in the fourth. Lakeman going to throw. Lakeman dumps it off of the backfield. Sosa back in the game, but is dropped for a loss. Evan Carroll.
Yeah, Carroll read that perfectly. It was just one-on-one. If he lost that tackle, man, we would have been looking at 6 points.
112 watching right now. Second and goal. 7:08 to go in the fourth quarter. The handoff goes to Murray, and Murray is lit up by Tomaello in the backfield. Third and goal, and that's Tomaello's 300th career tackle.
It's like running into Mount Everest. Oh my gosh, all my body shook when I saw that.
78 yards, 17 carries for Murray, but now it's third down and goal for Lakeman. Can Florida get another stand and hold this to a 3-point margin? Chima going in motion. Followed across the formation from the 4-yard line. Lakeman, the blitz is picked up and the pass is incomplete. Looking for Sim. Fourth and goal. Davidson knocked it away.
How did he get rid of the ball? I thought he was lunch meat there in the backfield.
A 21-yard attempt coming up for Houston to put them up 16-13. And Sonny J's field goal is good. He has been busy tonight. A 13-play, 70-yard drive that ends in 3 points.
Unbelievable game. Unbelievable.
Updated numbers, Charles.
Tonight's numbers are 3, 40, 43, 17, 10, 30, 44, 13, 37, 13, and 16. Good luck with your bingo.
That should be a 21, by the way. 21 and 16. My bad, Charles. I set you up for
Oh, you know what? You did that on purpose.
I did
Where's
it.
my agent?
Listen, I always tell people, why would I want to fail on purpose around here? That doesn't make any sense. Boletsky picks up 3 yards.
It doesn't matter. I didn't have that number, so 1.
It's 13 numbers off the board here tonight. Second down and 7, 6 minutes to go in the fourth quarter. 16-13. Houston has the 3-point lead. Covert dropping the throw. That pass is caught. Blocked down the field. Twin screw. Past midfield all the way to the Houston 40-yard line.
Unbelievable. And I'm not going to say it, Cam. I'm not going to say how great both of these quarterbacks have been playing, nearly flawless. I don't want to put that on either of them.
5 catches, 111 yards for Mike Twinscrew, so the incentive gain there for Twinscrew. 5:48 to go in the fourth. This would be the sixth straight scoring drive of this game if Florida puts points up on it. 5:35 to go in the fourth. Covert just got rid of it, and it's caught. Pass caught by Shea Carroll down to the Houston 23-yard line.
I was bracing for shock on that one. Oh my God. Those quarterbacks, man, they need a medal for staying in that pocket like that with the speed of that, the blitz on both sides of the ball. Oh, I mean, both teams are blitzing so fast.
In the home of NASA, bracing for impact there was Covert, but still was able to deliver the football, rolling to his right. Covert's gone. Oh my goodness! Joey Hightower with the style points with 5 minutes and counting to go.
With the style points in traffic as well. It looked like Peace was had him well covered, but man, nice effort by Hightower to bring that in.
4:48 to go in the fourth quarter. First down and goal, 16-13. Houston on top of Florida, but the pass out to Wells is going to come up 4 yards shy of the end zone. Peace was all over it. His 10th tackle to go with Mississippi's 10 tackles.
Yeah, I didn't see that. I thought we were going to be looking at a touchdown, but way to go. That inside linebacker Peace just has been having a heck of a game tonight.
Covert 19 of 23 for 275 yards. Second and goal from the 3. Boletsky dropped in the backfield. That is a TFL for the former Florida Storm member, Alex Dominguez. You know, Charles, Dominguez has 243 career sacks. The next guy closest to him on this Houston roster is Mac Dre's 20.
That's amazing. That is, what a career. Holy God. Oh.
Third down and goal at the 5 for Isaac Covert. The handoff to Wells. That did not work. Mississippi with the stop, and another field goal upcoming. The 4th straight in the second half.
I think we saw Dominguez go airborne on that one as well. That's not going to end well for an offensive player.
And at a 21-yarder to make it 16-16. Gives us some duplicate numbers there. An 8-play, 75-yard drive for Florida. Gets them a field goal. So I'll give you another bonus one. 48. 48 is your third bonus number of the evening.
You're sneaky, Cam.
This game has been just phenomenal.
Yeah,
sneaky phenomenal.
We talked about the top of the game, how evenly matched these teams are, and they have a history of fighting it out to the end.
B.R. Sam on the return up to the 37-yard line. 3:18 left. The drive summary of this game, the entire game: punt, punt, field goal, punt, punt, field goal, punt, touchdown, touchdown, field goal, field goal, field goal, field goal.
Kind of sounds like a song I heard before.
16 apiece.
I'm going to use AI and make a song out of that.
Ball on the 37-yard line. Houston has scored as there goes Murray up to midfield. Houston has scored on 4 straight possessions. First down, Headhunters.
What a play. Look, I thought we might have got a flag at the end of that, the way his head was turned around 360.
Ooh. Yeah, Daniel Wright may have gotten away with one there. Tackle number 12 for Wright. 93 yards now for Murray. Daniel Wright's 4K23 season high or career high is 16 tackles, if you're wondering. The handoff goes to Sosa. Sosa dragging Daniel Wright, who makes his 13th tackle for a pickup of 7.
This is an amazing game, Cam. Both of these offenses, there's no quitting them. They are operating at a high level. I mean, it's only 16 points apiece, but man, every play is just you're sitting on the edge of the seat.
2.5 to go. Handoff to Hanzo for the first time for a first down. They don't want to give this ball back to Florida, Charles.
Again, I'm sorry I talked over you.
They don't want to give this ball back to Florida.
No, they don't.
Empty look. Will they even snap this here? Murray's going in motion down to 2:02 to go in the fourth. They do get the snap off. The blitz is picked up. No, it's not. Could not get the chip around the edge, and Garrett Evans with his second sack against his former team.
Just around the edge, barely touched. Well, you know, that was a fair block, but not enough to slow down the speed of that linebacker.
Emmanuel Petrilla with the takedown, or excuse me, with the missed block there on the outside. And on Florida's 5th sack of the game, we have reached the 2-minute warning. We are tied at 16 at the Storm 41-yard line. Florida has been able to get pressure out of this empty look with just the 5-down lineman as Peace goes in motion from right to left. Outside of field goal range for Houston right now as Lakeman drops to throw. That pass is incomplete. There is an injury on the field. That is D.R. Sim down, our first injury of the night.
That is huge at this point of the game. I mean, he's Mr. Reliable, best wide receiver out there on the field for Houston. You've got some vets out there in Porky and Chima. They've been here before, and they just need to, step in for Sim and keep the ball moving downfield.
3rd down and 13. If you get a bingo tonight, you must claim it within the first 30 minutes of the game ending in the Winning Cards channel of Discord. Don't forget to do that. 3rd down and 13, 1:54 to go in the fourth quarter. It's anybody's game right now as Mac Chima goes in motion. A nail-biting finish to week 2, full of nail-biting finishes. Lakeman, a clean pocket, gets rid of the football deep, and the pass is overthrown, looking for Corky. It's 4th down.
Dangerous. Normally when a quarterback has that much time in the pocket, means that the coverage downfield is just locked in, and we saw it on that one, and just lucky they walked away with an incompletion, not an INT.
And Houston, for the first time in this half, will come up empty. They have to punt the football away. Sonny J going to try to pin Florida back, and we might be headed to overtime unless the Storm can pull out something big. This is another short punt, and it actually was almost dropped by Hightower as that thing just died at the 16-yard line.
Not the best punt, but man, that is just, again, that's a scary situation having to field punts in the SFL.
DJ Lovelace said this might be the fastest game in SFL history. He just cursed us. Triple overtime incoming between Florida and Houston. 1:41 to go in the fourth quarter. 16-16. Florida has scored on 4 straight drives. Can they make it 5? The handoff goes to Beletsky, picking up 2, and right now Florida just playing a little tight inside their own 20.
Well, last time they did this, they started out with a run, and then they started bombing it downfield. Let's see if they do. Well, here we go.
2nd down and 8. You might be onto something, Charles. There goes Covert back to pass. That pass is incomplete, but a penalty. I think they're going to get Peace for a PI.
Oh, that's unfortunate. As that up to that point, there was pretty decent coverage.
Well, let's get a look. Oh, bumped him. Yeah, big time.
Yeah, that was not pecking.
No, it was not. Pass intended
Clearly
for
not
Adams.
A pecking offense.
He's up to 32
Much
yards.
more severe, folks.
4 different Florida receivers have between 30 and 40 receiving yards tonight. Covert dropping a throw, firing down the field. It's Hightower again, who has stepped up big time in the second half.
They're just both of these offenses are just slicing up the middle of the field. It's unbelievable. Normally, when you and I do games, we talk about try and move the ball around, spread it around the field, because the defense starts honing in on that center of the field. And not tonight, man. They're just throwing everything downfield, and it's been magic so far.
Covert had 3 picks last week. He's kept a clean sheet now, 300 yards passing. Covert drops to throw. We'll check it down to Vandelay. That'll pick up a yard, but we'll stop the clock with 48 seconds left.
That's the positive you can take from that play. They stopped the clock.
Ooh, man. Second.
Amazing. This is a blazing fast game, Cam. Holy smoke.
So impressive by both of these teams. 2nd down and 9. Covert dropping a throw. Fires down the field. Caught by Adams at the Houston 41. Florida is 10 yards away from field goal range.
Amazing. I mean, they did what we said. We said they did that one run up the middle. Now they're just hurling it downfield. I know there's only 30 seconds left, but man.
Covert dropping a throw. He takes a sack. That is killer. Outside of field goal range. Timeout for Florida.
They needed that. Houston defense needed that.
That's Peace on the sack. The third sack of the night for Houston to go with 5 for Florida. Now, empty look at the Houston 43-yard line. They need the Headhunter 31 for the first down. Covert straight back, and Vandalay dropped it. Third down with 18 seconds left.
Oh, it hit him in the fingers, man. That's unfortunate. They got another shot at it, but oof.
Man, oh man, we got Birmingham in their home opener hosting Mexico City next week. For Houston, they'll host Pittsburgh. For Florida, they'll go to Fort Worth. Third down. Covert dropping the throw. Fires. Caught. First down to the 29-yard line. Hauled in by Twin Screw, the top receiver of the night by either team.
He is just putting on a show tonight. Unbelievable catch. He was covered well, too. Great effort there by Twin Screw.
Dangerous look here for Florida because they are in field goal range. It'd be a 46-yarder from here. Could get a little greedy. They got one timeout left. Covert's pass is intercepted, but was there a flag on the play? No flag on the play. Picked off by Cash.
That's the first error for either quarterback tonight, and man, that could be painful for Florida on that one. Unbelievable. Great drive, just goes for naught after that mistake.
Wow, what a critical mistake from Covert. The first turnover of this game tonight. And now it's looking like we're going to overtime, although Lakeman's going to try to take a shot down the field. That pass is incomplete. Houston did have 3 timeouts. We're down to 4 seconds.
That is rolling the dice, my friend. Oh, my gosh. And it looks like Houston's going to keep going.
Empty backfield, 5 wide. 4 seconds left for Lakeman. He's going to sling it down the middle. There is no time left. The pass is caught by Corky, but we are headed to our second overtime of week number 2.
We haven't had an overtime game yet this season, Cam, so check that box.
Here we go. Florida 16, Houston 16 on a Monday night spectacular to cap off week number 2. Florida choosing heads. Remember, the first score wins the game. And we play until we have a winner. It is tails, and Houston will get the football.
Cam, I always thought it was rude that the players never make eye contact with the ref when they're doing the coin toss. Why is that?
I think it's a league rule.
Is it? It's a Cam rule.
You can't make eye contact with the official. $5 super chat, 2 overtimes in the same week. I'll double the super chat if we get to double overtime somehow. Hit the like button, y'all. On the return, VR Sim up to the 24-yard line. Let's get your updated stats. 22 first downs for Houston tonight. 316 to 369 in yardage. It's been a barn burner.
Yes, and it's gonna just strap it in, man, because this is gonna be crazy.
Third down percentage tonight, 4 for 10 for Houston, 7 of 13 for Florida. We'll keep an eye on that as Lakeman's going to start in the empty. He was 17 of 24 for 203 yards in the regulation. That is a brutal hit on pieces. Daniel Wright shuts it down.
Oh, that was worldwide wrestling hot shot right there. Oh my gosh. I was just looking for a table and chair.
So it did kind of look like one of those come from behind and whack him with the chair. Were those fake chairs? Were they rubber? I don't know what was going on back then.
I think they were real. They just, figured out a way to make it not hurt as much.
Lakeman dropping a throw. That pass is caught. We want it to hurt Charles. Greg Corky, first down.
That was just a toss into the breadbasket there, easy peasy. And they made it look easy peasy. Nice route run. Wow. Nice pass in between 3 defenders. I can do this all night.
right over the outstretched arms. You see Lakeman, he is distributing quite nicely. 85 yards to the outside, 126 to the inside, 9:25 to go in overtime. For what that's worth, that pass is caught by Sim, and Houston's down to the Florida 40-yard line. They are just 10 yards away from field goal range.
Okay, it's time for the linebackers for Florida to flip the switch on their speed gauge and see if they can maybe put some pressure on Lakeman, because so far he's just mastering the offense.
Can Florida somehow find an answer? They have not had much to stop this Houston Headhunter squad tonight. The handoff goes to Murray, and Murray tried to get outside and couldn't. Roy Towers, another former Baltimore Vulture, making the tackle.
Roy Towers looks like a linebacker out there. I was looking to see, I said, I don't see that number in the linebacking corps.
8:30 to go in overtime. That throw caught by Sim, and Houston's in field goal range.
Ooh. Well, another one-handed catch by Sim. Unbelievable. This makes it look easy.
Now, when do they pull the trigger here? 8 catches for 97 yards for DR Sim. Will Houston stay aggressive or call off the dogs? They'll hand it off to Murray inside the 20-yard line. That's going to help them a lot. 9-yard pickup for the War Machine.
Yeah, the defense for Florida has got to be gassed by this time, and they just got to find that extra ounce to do something to disrupt this field goal. They're going to walk away with an L.
And they're stopping right at 100 yards for Murray. This is a game winner for Sonny J from 34. The kick is good, and that's your ball game. 34-yard field goal makes it 19-16. Houston survives the Storm on a late game interception by Kai Cash.
Unbelievable game. I mean, we called it at the top. You know, it was going to be decided by a field goal. Here we are. Great effort. I mean, both of these quarterbacks can. If you look at the stats, you mentioned the Lakeman spread the ball around, but also Florida, all their receivers touched the ball. It's unbelievable. You don't see that very often, and not just one time. I mean, we're looking at 4 targets, 5 targets, 8 targets spread across the board here. I mean, great quarterback play. I haven't done a game with you where both quarterbacks have played so evenly. I mean, there's that one interception that Covert had, but other than that, man, it was a show that these quarterbacks put on tonight.
Florida can hold their head high, but ultimately a moral victory as the Storm fall to 0-2. The last time that Florida started a season 0-2, Charles, you know the answer?
Pick.
Never. It's the first time they've started it 0-2, or at least, well, maybe that's not true, but very, very rare. The last time they started 0-1 was back in season 20. We'll have to see next week if that stat holds true. Your final bingo numbers: 340, 43, 17, 10, 30, 44, 13, 37, 21, 16, 19, 34, and a few bonuses. Wrap us up, Charles. What a game.
And Cam wanted to get out of here because he did those bingo numbers very fast, but I think that I'd give the ball to Warren Murray. I think at the beginning of the game, when we mentioned that the Houston offense was starting to rev up, one reliable part of their machine was Murray. Also, the blocking of wide receivers, tight ends, and offensive line. But Murray had some smart running, got some first downs, kept the drive alive, walked away with some field goals, but just enough to stay in the game.
If there were no bingo winners, it rolls over to next week. The pot does 50,000 plus. 19-16, Houston tops Florida for Rochelle Colston and Ron Haynes in the Stats Truck. Charles Doherty, I'm Cameron Irvine. This has been the Monday Night Spectacular. Stay tuned to the Virtual Football Network tomorrow for SFL Blitz, recapping an impressive around the league week number 2. Good night, everybody.